Hi, I'm Janet Raptis, Quantum Creatrix and Divine Feminine Channel, and today I'm going to be sharing with you about the goddess Brigid, or Brit. She is a Celtic goddess of healing, inspiration, poetry, smithing, fertility, so much, because she was a goddess. She has been around for so long. She's a very ancient goddess. And be sure to stay here with us throughout the entire broadcast, because I'm going to channel with her a little purification healing for you. So she is a goddess that is known to be associated with the elements of fire and water. She was known as the goddess of the flame, a sun goddess, and she was born at sunrise. And so she's also known as goddess of the dawn, and she was born with flames coming out of her crown. So I wanted to show you this image because this is from the Goddess Oracle, and I think it really captures the essence of Brigid. And so she is known as a triple fire goddess. She has embodied, she's known really mostly in her maiden form, but there is a lot of evidence that she embodied the triple goddess, sometimes in the form of Maiden Mother Crone, and sometimes within the dynamic of a trinity of sisters. And so she goes back, as I said, a long time. And so she has evolved a lot over that time. And so you will hear a lot of different variations of her name, of her origin, of her story. And what I've done here is I've sort of distilled that for you to bring to you some of the very common themes of hers. So, but I do want, she is within the goddess archetype of healer, medicine woman. She is a very powerful healing goddess. She was known for her healing powers. And so she was the goddess of the flame, and she was also the goddess of the well. And the wells, in ancient times, were very sacred. Underground water was very sacred. There are sacred sites built over wells all over the world. They have, a lot of them since, had churches placed on top of them, because when the patriarchal Catholic Christian religions took over, they would actually just sort of take over the already present sacred sites as a part of their patriarchal stuff, right? So they, as I said, there's evidence of her going back possibly 5,000 years. And the part of this is known because of the transitioning of her names and the different things that she's been called. So one of her names is Bride. The stones that are at Stonehenge are known as bride stones. So there is possibly a connection there to her. She has survived. So one of the things about this goddess is that she is freaking powerful. Like, she has survived. The Catholic Church totally tried to take her down. The Catholic Church tried really hard to eradicate her, and they could not, which is a testament to her power and how much she was adored and revered. So when the Catholic Church could not get rid of her, they turned her into Saint Brigid. And they, so there had been for a couple thousand years, there is a site in Kildare, Ireland, where her priestesses tended to an eternal flame. And these priestesses took turns tending to this flame and keeping it alive for hundreds of years. The church, at some point, they turned her into Saint Brigid. They managed to extinguish the flame, but she came back. I mean, she kept coming back. She's a goddess. If you are having trouble and you need perseverance, tenacity, Brigid's your girl. She just keeps on coming back. And so they built a church there, and they then had nuns tend to the flame. And so those nuns took over the process of tending to Saint Brigid's holy flame. And so Brigid is honored on approximately the 2nd of February for what is known as Brigid's Day, also known as Imbolc. This is the midpoint, it's cross quarter day in the wheel of the year, and it's a midpoint between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. this was a really important day because, you know, back then and up north, winters were really harsh. It wasn't like it was now, right? Where they could still get food shipped in. You know, there was a real question of survival. And towards the end of each winter, things would, or, you know, towards midwinter, things would start to be looking dire. And Imbolc was kind of the turning point, right? And at this celebration, for which she is, you know, this is part of her maiden aspect. She is really celebrated as a goddess of fertility and new growth. So she, for Imbolc, they honored her with fire. It was a fire ceremony to represent the coming of the light, the return of the light. I mean, this was a big, big deal. And I forgot to mention that when she was born, she nursed from the sacred cow. She was given as nourishment milk from the sacred cow, and cows were also very, very important. They were a symbol of life. They were a part of this cycle, and you know, as it transitioned into from winter into spring, the livestock, including cows, would begin the process of birthing. And so there was a lot in abundance there. And then cow also is really known for its energy, its mother energy, the maternal energy. And so they would have these fire ceremonies, and it was a big celebration of the return of springtime. There was the essence of cow, which was sacred. There were fires, and there were purification processes with well water. And so wells, as I mentioned, were really, really sacred. People would travel to wells. They would travel to wells that were said to be blessed by Brigid, to receive healing from them, to receive the purification from them. So we're actually going to work with, when we do this little healing at the end, it's going to be a purification healing with the energy of her sacred wells. And people still do. So this is like, you know, interesting too. People still travel to her sacred wells to receive healing. The other thing that I love about the sacred wells is that it is believed that the people used to travel to them to make wishes, and that this is where our tradition of making a wish and tossing a penny into a fountain or a well came from. So I found that to be really fascinating. And when I do ritual work with Brigid, I often work with, I'll like fill one of my cauldrons with water, and I'll use that energy. I'll have a penny for my intention, and I'll work with that as part of the ritual to really invoke her energy. Okay, so she is, she's really, really connected. So I mentioned this, she's connected to cows, also to serpents, the cockerel ewes, but she's very connected to the energy of bees. And she has an apple orchard in the other world, and her sacred bees travel back and forth to this apple orchard and carrying the magical nectar from the other world into the earth, which I just adore as well. And I adore bee energy. So that's really something that I enjoy about her. And so let's see, what else do I want to say about her? Other than she's super awesome. Let's see, I think that's about it. If anything else comes up, it'll come up. She's a great, if you really resonate with the archetype of the healer medicine woman, she's a great energy to work with. She's really powerful. I've done a lot of ritual work with her, a lot of meditation work with her, a lot of healing work with her, and she delivers they all do. But it's always for me a very, very powerful, profound experience. And also for the people that I work with, like there are a lot of, I worked with a lot of people, hundreds of people in ceremony, in ritual with Brigid, and it is always she's a deity that a lot of people can connect with. So we're gonna do just a short little, I'm starting to feel it. That's like part of why I'm becoming a little discombobulated. Her energy is starting to get strong and the transmission's starting to come in. So if you are listening to this, you know, don't listen to this while you're driving, this portion of it, save it until later when you can relax, you know, close your eyes if that's something that you're comfortable with, and just really be in a space of receiving, so that you can take it fully in. And so go ahead and close your eyes and settle into your body, just bringing yourself into your body through the breath, allowing your belly to gently rise on the in-breath, gently fall on the out-breath. And as you're breathing, setting the intention here to be open and willing to receive whatever Brigid most desires to share with you today, whatever healing she's bringing for you today. And as you do so, she's pulling us right into the heart chakra. And so just allowing your attention to go into the heart chakra. And we're going to do some opening of the heart here. And just allow yourself to really settle, to continue breathing and to settle into receiving here. And bringing to your attention here something that you want to release, something that you would like to have purified, that you would like to release from your body, from your field, from your awareness, a limiting belief, a defense mechanism, something that's not serving you anymore. So just taking a moment here to tune into what that might be for you. And you might get a very clear answer. And if you do, that's great. And if you don't, that's great also. Your higher self will take care of it. But just know that this might come to you as words, it might come to you as a knowingness, it might come as a vision. There's no right or wrong way. Just allow yourself to receive what is it that most wants to be purified from me. And then just feeling the presence of Brigid here with you, just allowing yourself to drop into the space of surrender to her. Even if you don't viscerally feel it, that's okay. Just trust in the knowingness, the invitation, extend that invitation to her to be really strong with you, to be really powerful for you, and to open up to her. And just feeling your heart opening up to her presence, opening up to her presence. Now she is going to transport you along with her to one of her wells, and just imagine yourself there, feeling it and experiencing it in whatever way is right for you. Energetically, you can move through space and time. We're in the ever-present now. We are in Kairos. And so just allowing yourself to be transported to one of those holy wells, one of those sacred wells. And see yourself standing or sitting there right outside the well. And in this well, there's a bucket with a long rope. And she's lowering that bucket down into the water. Down into the water. And she's pulling it back up, and it's full all the way to the brim. It's just filled with that healing water. All of this water has been blessed by Brigid. It's all been blessed by Brigid. All of it. Take a moment here to tune into, where does this limiting belief or defense or whatever it is that you're releasing today, where does it live in your body? Where do you feel that tightness, that constriction? Where do you feel that knot? Where do you feel that tension? Just ask your body to show you. Okay, good. So now you show Brigid where that is, and she places her hands over it. Now she places her hands over it. You feel the healing already starting. She's creating space there. She's creating space to release the energy of that belief, the stuck energy, the stagnant energy. It's time to release that stagnant energy. And so just allowing here, allowing her hand, her palm, her energy to penetrate that part of your body and to begin to create space there, to open it up. Good. And now she takes the bucket of water and she just begins to pour that water over the crown of your head. And some of that water cascades down over the outside of your body, cleansing out your auric field. And some of that goes right into your crown chakra and moves all the way down through your body. And as it goes through your body, it's just purifying all of the energy of that limiting belief, of that stagnation, that defense. It's purifying all of it. It's going to every single little nook and cranny of your body. It is transforming, transmuting all of the energy. It is purifying everything that it touches as it moves through, purifying it all the way down to a cellular level, releasing, 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 releasing. And it's moving all the way through you. And when it gets to that spot where Brigid is holding her hand, where that tension was in your body, notice that an even more powerful flow of that water moves through your body, through that space, pushing out. And Brigid is pulling along with that push. It's pushing that energy out, the bulk of that energy out, and completely transmuting it, completely transforming it, purifying it, cleansing it. This holy water, the frequencies of this holy water, the frequencies of this holy water, this blessed by Brigid water is moving through your body and transmuting, purifying the frequency of that which you are releasing. And just allowing that water to flow all the way through you. Feel it going all the way through your entire body and down and out your feet and into the earth as Mama Gaia just collects all of that holy water back to her, all of it purified, Noticing the spaciousness now in your body, the spaciousness that is there. Brigid holding both of her hands up to your front and back chakra now. Holding her hands to your front and back chakra, and just feel all of that healing, filling you up. The healing of Brigid, the love, the grace, filling you completely up until you are entirely filled with the energy of the goddess, the healing frequencies that she has to share with you. And just allowing yourself to really claim that, to really take that in, to embrace it, to give a hell yes to this healing and to all that she has shared with you. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. I turned sideways in that. Awesome. My hands are still tingling. Okay, so that was just a little taste of Brigid, and she can go pretty deep, pretty fast. So I hope that you enjoyed it. I would love to hear how it was for you. Please comment so that I can get your feedback about, how she resonates with you, how that little healing transmission activation felt to you, how anything else about Brigid you want to share. And if you're not subscribed to my channel already, go ahead and hit subscribe to have more of this, more goddess, more divine feminine. And I share information, but I also share transmissions, activations, rituals, tips for developing your intuition and your connection to source, anything related to that. So I'm so grateful. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful and blessed day. Bye.